Hello, everyone. My name is Mahnoor Imran. Thank you for joining this webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about some real-world use cases and about Copilot Studio. We've talked about this a lot before in our previous webinars and short videos, but we want to dive in a little bit more today to see how you can improve your business processes and just be more productive and just show you a demonstration. Without further ado, we're going to start off with the agenda. So we're going to, again, talk about what Copilot Studio agents are, how they work together to transform different business processes, and we're going to talk about some real-world impact that they've had and productivity outcomes, and then we'll do a demonstration to show you these capabilities in action. So starting off, the difference between Copilot and Copilot Studio, we get this question a lot. Think of Copilot as your personal work buddy, so it'll help you draft stuff. It'll help you write your Word documents if you're in marketing. It'll help you write blogs. If you are just a project manager, it'll help you write emails, your action items, your notes, everything else, and then analyze any data in Excel. So it really just helps you be more productive. Whereas Copilot agents take that a step further, and they don't just help, they do the work. So they range from being very simple to autonomous. So a really simple one could be that, you just have an agent that you go in and you ask it a question and it spits the answer back out to you. An autonomous one could be it goes and looks at your to-do list at a specific time every week, sends you an email. You're not doing any manual intervention. You're not asking for any prompts. It just does it for you. So there's different types of agents that you can build. So when you put Copilot and Copilot Studio together, it really just helps people work smarter. So every person in a department can have a Copilot, which can help them be more productive and write their emails faster, do their work faster in all these different Microsoft 365 apps. Copilot Studio can just, help you do those, repeated tasks faster. So if you have any repetitive tasks that you find yourself doing a lot, it can take some of that off your plate. So together, it's a really good magical combo that a lot of companies are going towards. So this slide shows you how people always stay at the center of everything. Copilot sits closest to you and it understands your context, your files, your works, your day-to-day. And so you can ask it questions. So like in the morning, you can go in and you can ask Copilot, hey, how do I prepare for my day? Or what should I prioritize? And it's going to look at your entire, work profile, where your emails are and everything. And it's going to give you a day-to-day tailored to you. So it's very personal. Again, that's if you have that paid Copilot subscription. If you have Copilot Chat, you can just prompt through the web. But agents extend Copilot, so they handle any repeatable tasks, like I mentioned, any workflows that you might have, and processes in the background. So you don't really have to do much, and you can, again, build them to be as simple as you want or as complex as you want. But you can start off with really simple ones and then just go from there. They'll all run under the same Microsoft security governance and management, so there's nothing new there. So everything is secure. There's nothing to reinvent. So, people just stay in control, everything is secure, and the systems just work. But you do want to make sure you lock everything down properly before you light up Copilot or any type of, anything in your tenant. And that's something that we can also help with. We have Copilot readiness assessments. All right. So the question everyone has on their mind is how our business is using AI to transform their, transform their business or just drive impact. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So the three main areas that AI is transforming business is number one, general employee productivity. So that, goes hand in hand with Copilot, which is what we were talking about. So if you're in Outlook, you can just say you have a thread of 10 different, emails, and you just don't have the time right now. It can help you summarize. It can help you draft a reply. Again, if you're writing a long sales proposal, it can help you draft that, and then you can, be the one who does that last, check, make sure everything is correct, everything is accurate, put your own spin to it, and then submit it. So it really just takes a lot off your plate, helps you be more productive, and that's where AI drives a lot of value when it comes to employee productivity. The next is process improvement. So AI changes how work gets done. So again, this would be more about the agents of helping you close sales or just, engaging employees, managing any suppliers and stuff like that. That's where it's going to drive that growth and revenue and just make, stuff easier for you. Third is new products and experiences. So this is about how you engage your customers, or even internally, and how AI enables, different new ways for you to deliver your value. So that's building new products for your customers and experiences with AI. We've seen a lot of growth in the AI sector in the past few years, and Copilot hasn't been out for that long. So 70% of the Fortune 500 companies are using Microsoft 365 Copilot, and they've seen a lot of, productivity from it. 100,000 organizations ranging from, large ones to small have used Copilot Studio. So they've deployed different types of agents to help improve their business processes and take over some of that, repetitive tasks that they have to do. 1 in 3 Fortune 500 companies and developers around the world use GitHub for Copilot. So that's also really huge. It's a big number. And then 1.3 million physician-patient encounters are being documented by DAX Copilot. So these are just some stats that I like to show that, a lot of companies are going towards this and are using these tools. AI transformation has moved beyond providing just insights and generating content for you. And that's where, agentic AI comes into place, and it represents the next step in any AI transformation, because it doesn't just assist you and help you and aid you, it actually does the work for you, right? So AI agents are expected to see a significant growth, rising from 5.1 billion in 2024 to 47.1 billion by 2030. There's also predictions that by 2028, 33% of the enterprise software applications will use some sort of agentic AI, which is like really high from 2024, which is less than 1%. And then 15% of the day-to-day work decisions will be made by autonomous agentic AI, again, going up from 0 to 15 from 2024. The idea here isn't that you need to create one big agent that does everything for you. It doesn't need to be all that complex. It could be, just for you as a user that you create for yourself. We have one of my coworkers has built a really cool agent just for himself that sends him his to-do list, what he needs to focus on, and like what the weather is like. It could be something just for you. It could be something for your department. So if you're in HR, you could have an HR agent. You could have customer-facing agents that just answer frequently asked questions. And you could have something that supports training on the business side, help with onboarding, and then supply chain coordination. And then on the employee side, you could have something that, helps with IT help desk tickets or inventory checks or any sort of approvals without that back and forth constantly. And so we're going to demo something like that today. And I've talked about what agents are. So I just want to show you in the real world what an actual agent would look like and how much it would take off your plate and would do behind the scenes. So what I've created is a purchase request agent, which I'm going to show you, similar to the example that I was giving you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. So we can go into the Copilot Studio agent. And as you can see, the name of the agent is a purchase request approval agent. We've given it a description. You can also select your agent's model. So we've chosen it to be the default, which is 4.1, but you can have it be any one of these. You'll also be able to see analytics. So that's, how the agent's been performing the past 7 days. We haven't had this one running for 7 days, so that's why there's nothing. And then you'll be able to see a satisfaction score, which is derived from if the users come in and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down after their session. If you want more insights, you can hit Open Analytics here or Analytics up top, and you'll be able to see that past even 7 days. Down below, we have instructions. Make sure you're always clear and very detailed in your instructions. So we've put in your purchase request approval agent designed for business owners. Your role is to guide users through submitting purchase requests, make sure that you have all the information collected, help evaluate the risk for business owners, and to make fast decisions, and don't make decisions yourself. A human must always approve or reject, and we're asking the agent to be concise, professional, and focused on helping business owners stay, save time and in control. You can put knowledge here in this section if that's something that you want to do for the purpose of this demo. We did not do that. We worked primarily in topics and Power Automate. You can also enable or disable web search for the purpose of this demo. Again, we didn't need that, so we disabled it. Now we're going to go to topics, and we're going to go to this purchase request topic that we have. All right, so as you can see, the goal of this is to guide users to submitting a purchase request. So when they come in and say anything like purchase request, submit purchase request, or want to buy something, it triggers this adaptive cart to be sent out so that the users can fill out what they're purchasing, what the cost is, what the category is, what the vendor name is, and if it's a one-time cost or a recurring purchase. Also has a place where they can put in the business purpose. So it kind of helps business owners understand why they're getting this. Also, there's a placeholder that's optional for, them putting a quote or a link. Then after that, it'll respond back to the user saying, here's a summary of your purchase request. It'll give all that information that the user put in, and it'll say you'll be notified through email once it's been approved or rejected. I also have some really basic logic in here. So if it's anything less than $500, it'll mark it as a low value, lower risk. If it's anything above $500, it'll mark it as medium. And if it's anything greater than $2,000, it'll mark it as a high risk. Just kind of helping business owners to see if it's, what the risk level is. But you can set it to whatever you want it to be. This is just really basic logic that I put in for the purpose of this demo. Down below, this is where the Power Automate inputs come into play and where you're connecting that. So I want to show you the Power Automate next. I'm going to switch my screen. There's going to be a lot of switching of screens, so bear with me. So this is the Power Automate that we have. And so what it does is when the agent calls the flow, so this is when the user puts in their responses, it will create that item in SharePoint, and I want to show you that. So as you can see, this is a SharePoint site that we have. So once the user goes in and puts all that information, it'll fill into the SharePoint site, and the default of the status will be in progress, as you can see here. And then also put in that risk that it evaluated, so if it's low, medium, or high. Now we're going to go back to that Power Automate. Next, what it's going to do is going to find the manager of that person. Once it finds the manager, it's going to do a sequential approval. So the first approval is going to go to the manager. If the manager chooses to accept the purchase approval, it's going to send it's going to update in SharePoint site saying the status is approved, and it'll send an email back to the user that put in the request saying that your purchase request has been approved. If it's been rejected, it's going to send a rejection email, and it's going to update in the SharePoint accordingly. So what I want to do is I want to show you now this whole thing while it's working. See the process in real time. All right, I'm going to switch back to this, and I'm going to put in PR just to kind of show you that it works pretty well if you're even, generic. And I know we had PR in there, and, it still triggers this topic. What are you purchasing? We're going to say we're purchasing Copilot. It's $30. The category is software or subscription. We're going to put it's from Microsoft. It is a recurring purchase, and the business purpose is I want to be more productive. Everyone wants to be more productive and use Copilot. We're going to submit this request, and it's going to give us that summary. It's going to say that your item is Copilot. The estimated cost $30. It's going to give you all of that back and say you'll be notified via email once the request has been approved or rejected. For the manager bit that I showed you, I want to show you that if we go here, we're submitting this request as Adele, and Adele's manager, if we go to organization, is Miriam. What we're going to do now is we're going to switch to Miriam's mailbox, and we should be able to see that request come in. But first, I want to show you the SharePoint to see if it's been updated to say it's in progress. So let's look at that. All right. So let's refresh this. All right, so we see that request has come in. It's for Copilot, software, Microsoft, want to be more productive. It's a low risk, and it's a reoccurring purchase, and it is in progress. Now let's switch to Miriam's mailbox, and we should have seen that request come through. I heard the little mailbox sound. As you can see, there's an email, and it says that there's a new purchase request from Adele Vance, and the request says the requester's name, what the category is, it's for Copilot, all that, and it says the risk evaluation for this is low, and it says thank you. So you have the option to approve it or reject it. So we're going to approve it. Everybody needs Copilot in their life. We're going to approve that. And now it should route to HR based on our logic that we put into Power Automate. We're going to switch to the HR email now. I know there's a lot of switching. Go here, as you can see, we've got it in the mailbox. Again, gives you the same information, so we can approve it or reject it. We're going to approve it. We like that people want to be more productive. You have HR stamp of approval. And so now we're going to go to the SharePoint site. We're going to reload it again. And as you can see, it changed to approve. Now we should get an email in Adele's mailbox saying that your purchase request has been approved. And I hear that sound again, which is telling me that I got that email. So let's see. Yep. So it says, hello, Adele Vance. Good news. Your purchase request for Copilot has been approved in the amount of $30. The approval will be reflected in your next pay cycle. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you. So as you can see, it went through all that pretty easily. You have successfully updated the SharePoint site. The agent was able to fill everything out. The agent and Power Automate in the backend was able to fill everything out in SharePoint, so you don't have to manually do anything. You can go in and check what was approved, what was rejected, and it's all with the help of Copilot Studio. So as you can see, it just makes the whole process really easy. And so we wanted to show you this demo, and that's all that we had for that. Like we've mentioned before, there's just a lot of use cases that you can apply in your organization, and if that's something that you're interested in, that's certainly something that we can help with, whether it comes to, you wanting to light up Copilot in your tenant and you already don't have it, and you want to make sure everything's securely locked and in place. We help do that. Or if you want to create agents, we can also assist with that. So feel free to reach out to us. I want to show you, before we end this, I want to show you some other use cases that people typically use for different types of agents. So that's just something that you have in mind while you're playing around with Copilot Studio, playing in Copilot Studio yourself, or you want to deploy any agents. So there's different types in IT. There's a help desk, HR, there's a device refresh one. In finance, there's budget management. And then in sales, there's customer support agent, or there's a, sales qualification agent. So whatever you want it to be, there's different types of agents that you can build. We've done a lot in HR, or if there's a SharePoint list that there's just a lot of documentation, people just want to get quick answers, there's something for that as well. Customer service obviously is a good one. So if you get a lot of frequently asked questions, you can turn that into an agent. So yeah, that's all I had for the webinar today. I hope you learned something new. If there's any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Yeah, thank you very much.